Once again, welcome to History 131, and it is fall 2017 semester. Very excited for a new semester. This is Blackboard, obviously, and as you can see here, this is the email that was sent out the very beginning of the day on Tuesday, the first day of classes. As you can see, it's also an announcement. This is how I will be communicating with you. Announcements will be sent as emails as well, so be sure to check your email. In this announcement/email, there's also this little welcome video, just welcoming you to the class, giving you a chance to see my face, all that good stuff. So this video is going to take you through a tour of the syllabus for the semester, as well as this Blackboard site that you will need to know how to navigate in order to be successful in the class. But first, let's start with the syllabus. Alright, so it's a pretty straightforward. You can read it, so I'm not going to go line by line with you, but I do want to touch on the important parts. Now, obviously, I encourage you to print this out, or at least have it saved and downloaded on your computer, because you are going to need to refer to it multiple times over the course of the semester. So here we go. All right, American History 1, obviously, History 131. The last day to drop the course without a grade penalty, November 2nd. Here's my information here. My name, Amanda Zakanis. We can schedule times to meet by appointment if you need to meet with me outside of class. If there's anything you need to talk about, or if you're struggling with a material or anything like that, just send me an email to this email address here, and I will respond within 24 hours and get back to you, and we can arrange a meeting, or we can just chat via email if that's better for you. But I am available, so communicate with me if you need some help, or if you just want to chat about something that you thought was interesting. Shoot me an email. I am around. Course description. It's a survey course, obviously, first half, so prehistory through the Civil War. We're going to talk about colonial and revolutionary history, development of the Republic and the Civil War, and even before that, we're going to talk about pre-Columbian North America with different types of native peoples, their cultures, etc. Super cool stuff. A lot of it you probably have not heard yet, just because high school history courses don't tend to cover things comprehensively. They have way too much to do, and textbooks aren't as comprehensive as they are in the college courses, so hopefully every one of you will learn something you did not know. Format, this is 100% online. Okay, so you'll have stuff to submit through Blackboard every week. It's clearly labeled. We'll go through that in a minute on the Blackboard tour. And let's see, some student learning outcomes. Learning to read, write, and think historically, practice critical thinking. That is the most important skill I want you to get from this class. If something is given to you, some sort of information, some argument, etc., don't just say, oh, okay, great. Check it for sources, check it for veracity, challenge it. Is this person right? Are they saying this because they have some sort of motive, or, what's the deal here? I need to look at the evidence. I need to see what they're citing. Super valuable life skill that I hope every one of you gets out of this class. We're going to use the 3 C's, as I call them. Talk about change, continuity, and consistency. Change, obviously, things change over time. Continuity, things continue, so sometimes they don't really change. And consistency, to understand how the struggles we face are not unique to our time. Now, again, take responsibility for your own education as well. Ask and answer questions of your own making. We're going to do that. So lots of great things that we will do. And just some more student learning outcomes you can read through. Text, we're going to be doing one of my favorite textbooks. And if you've watched the welcome video, you know I actually wrote my lectures and took a lot of material from this Give Me Liberty textbook, so you're going to see a lot of overlap because I dig this textbook. And we were using different textbooks in previous semesters, so it worked out. But now, hey ho, look at this. lecture and textbook are going to have a lot of shared material. Now there is stuff in the lectures that's my own research that comes from different sources, etc. And there's stuff in the textbook that I don't put in the lectures, so you still need the book. It's also going to really help when it comes time to study for tests and reinforce what you've gotten in lecture and from lecture outlines. So Give Me Liberty is the textbook, and I believe we have the 5th edition, and we need volume 1 because that's the first half of American history. Also the document reader, Voices of Freedom. Most of your readings, your primary source readings, are going to come from this book. There are a few things on Blackboard, but it's mostly this book. So if you don't have this book, get this book. I made it so that the first week of classes, you don't have to have the books. It's okay if you don't have the books. Don't freak out. You'll still be able to do the first week assignment. But going forward, you are going to have this book, especially this book. Lots of important stuff we're going to read in here. And then, like I said, there are a few additional things on Blackboard that I'm going to assign as well. Let's see here. What else do we need? Evaluation methods. Important stuff you need to know. 20% of the class is going to be participation. This includes discussion boards, maybe some short attendance quizzes, but probably not because we are changing gears on attendance policy, which I'll go over in a minute. But definitely the discussion board. Now these are not just, answer the question in a few sentences and you're done. These are 500 word, you have to cite your sources, actually answer the question, each part of the question, and I seriously grade them. It's not a did you do it or did you not do it. It's did you do it, how well did you do it, did you answer the questions, did you use the material from the week, etc. So please be aware of that when you go to do that first one this week. Exams are worth 40%. 3 online exams. They are going to have some identification questions here, which I will explain as we get closer to the exam. But they are also multiple choice, true, false, etc. I'm not a huge fan of those, which is why you still have a written component in the test. But there's a lot of writing in this class, so this is sort of a way to give you a break from some of that writing, because you'll have discussion boards and papers. So I sort of am switching it up this semester. As noted here, and also on Blackboard, the exams will take place on week 6, week 12, and week 18. So this is not open note, open book. You got to close everything up. You get 1 attempt. It's timed. So we'll talk about that more as we get close to the first exam. But please make sure that you have read through this and are aware of when the exams take place so you're not caught by surprise. The first exam counts for 10% because, the first test in a new class is always hard. What is the instructor looking for? What style is the test? How is it written? What's their grading like, etc. So I always count that first one a little bit less to give you guys sort of an idea, make it a little bit less stressful. And then the exams 2 and 3 are each worth 15%, so a little bit more once you know what to expect. Also 40%, you've got 2 papers. The first one's in week 4, so pretty soon. The second one's in week 15, so far away, so nice and spread out. And as you can see between the tests and the papers, you don't have anything, right on top of each other. So hopefully that helps you guys too. I know I'm not the only class you guys take, and it always drove me nuts when instructors treated me like I was just in their class and nobody else's. It made me kind of crazy because there was so much to do. So I try to spread things out so that you guys sort of have a chance to schedule your time and manage your time with all your classes. So each paper is worth 20%. Writing is a huge component of history, so these guys count for a lot, so be aware of that. And be sure to proofread and all that stuff, and I'll make sure you guys have clear instructions and everything on those papers before they're due. For example, like next week or maybe even week 3, there'll be another announcement that goes out, video or just an email, not sure, maybe both, and it's going to go over that first paper assignment in detail for you. Don't want anybody to be surprised by anything or not have an understanding of what's expected of them. And there's the little caveat, history, like other disciplines, has particular requirements. Writing is a huge requirement in history class. So we are actually not going to use the Chicago Tory Regan style. That is a lie. We're going to use APA or MLA, your choice, either one. Here's a link to a video on APA. Here's a citation builder through NC State's library website. So it's going to be MLA or APA. Grades on a 10-point scale. They'll be in Blackboard in the grading center. Critical success strategies. This first one's really important, especially check your email every day. That is how I will communicate with you. Read through those other things. Respectful language, also important. We can disagree. There are multiple ways to interpret a source. We can totally disagree on some stuff, but we need to do it respectfully and treat each other, you know, as peers. Cheating, plagiarism, not okay. I've encountered it before. It drives me nuts. It creates more work for everyone, including, you know, the people who think that if they Google stuff and plug it in, it's easier. It's actually not easier. It's more work than just studying and getting it. You're, you know, having to Google all these different things, and it's, yeah. And then I have to give you a 0 and refer you to the administration, and it's all just a big to-do. So please don't do that. Please don't do that. It really, it's bad for you too. It totally, not to have a pun, cheats you out of the learning experience that you're paying for. So please, let's all be honest with each other, and please don't cheat or use sources that are not yours. If you use a source, which you're going to be asked to use a source, cite it. When I say use sources that are not yours, I mean plug in something off the internet and claim that it's your test answer. Don't do that. You know, it's different if you quote something and cite it in a paper. That's perfect. That's what we want. Than if you have a huge chunk from someone else's paper. Not okay. All right. Okay, attendance, policy. You must attend this class. That's helpful, right? If you miss 3 weeks in the course, you will be dropped. Okay? Anytime. It's not 3 consecutive weeks, it's 3 weeks. If you miss week 2, week 4, and week 9, you're going to get dropped after week 9. Okay? If you miss another week. Okay? You miss 3 weeks and that's it. Wait, hold on. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I phrased that wrong. You can miss 2 weeks. If you miss a 3rd week, you're out. As it says right here. Sorry, guys. If a student misses 3 weeks in the course, you're dropped. So if you miss week 2, week 8, that's okay, no problem. Miss week 10, you're out. Okay? That's a lot of time to be missing. And we talk about a lot of stuff at a rapid pace because it's an online course. So you need to be here. You need to be doing the assignments. And religious or solemn observance, you know, that is standard in every syllabus. 2 weeks notice. Let me know what's going on. If you have a problem, communicate with me. If you have a death in the family, if you have hospitalization, if you have an emergency, if your kid is sick, right? We're all adults. We all have adult issues that come up. Email me. Let me know what's going on, okay? If you have a documented excuse for missing an assignment, you know, if you like, I tried to do the discussion board, I couldn't do it. It's okay. You got a doctor's note? Send it to me. We'll make it up. It's fine. No big deal. Okay? All right. So that's the syllabus. We're going to move to part 2 of the video, which is going to be the Blackboard tour. This is where we started. Here's that first announcement again. So the two of the main sections where you're going to find information is going to be the Welcome to History 131 and the assignments right underneath it. Okay, so let's click on Welcome to History 131. This is a good first week of information. Syllabus, which is also here under the syllabus. I put stuff in multiple places, so everybody should be able to find everything they need. Reading breakdown, that is this. This is just a quick breakdown from week to week of what you're expected to read in your textbook, your document reader, and assignments on Blackboard. It's also got important due dates, so I encourage you to take a look at it. Here's our first week that we're in right now. Just have the lecture that is up in week 1, which we'll get to that in a second, and these 2 things on Blackboard. Okay, so again, if you don't have your books, it's okay. Give Me Liberty is denoted GML, Voices of Freedom, VOF. So as you can see, the number of each document, which you can find in that table of contents, and then page numbers for the textbook. There's week 4, paper 1 assignment is due. Week 6, exam 1. So again, everything is here for you, all laid out for the entire semester. Okay? All right, so that is the reading breakdown, which I encourage you to print out and have, or at least download it.